Hi everyone, I'm Julius Solaris, and today I'm so excited to have once again with me, straight from the Silicon Valley, from his amazing Airstream, Jeremiah Owyang, founder of Kaleido Insight. Who is Jeremiah? He's probably the most popular keynote speaker that you will have at your event post-pandemic. Why? Because he's making sense of all the new trends emerging during the pandemic. These trends are not just like the fashionable stuff that it's happening around us and that we see on TikTok. They are like pure business-driven, tech-driven trends that are making an impact. He is my go-to person whenever I need to be on top of something new that is happening out there. He's been at the forefront of the social audio revolution with Clubhouse and then with Twitter Spaces. Has been very vocal about it during the pandemic. Three of the keywords that we see all around the internet these days, all of a sudden everybody has a monkey on their Twitter profile and we don't know why. And things are happening all around us, especially three things I want to focus about. One, the metaverse. This is probably the most important one for events. Jeremiah is an event person by definition, traveling and being all around, speaking at events. The second one, NFTs. What do they mean? What are they and what do they mean for events? And the third one is the creator economy and how that is impacting, especially virtual events, because I feel there's a new category. Jeremiah, thank you for being with me. I'll leave it on to you. You want to start with the metaverse?
Thank you for the intro. The metaverse is, the one misconception is that we're going to have to slap on large VR headsets and then sit in a vat of nutrients and then plug into the matrix in order to experience it. It's not going to be that dramatic, friends. You can access the metaverse on your mobile phone, whether it's like a top-down view or some type of easy-to-use iPad application or just on a desktop. So it's going to be seamlessly integrated. The fact that Facebook, perhaps one of the largest media companies in the world now, is really investing on that as to be the next phase is an indicator that we're replicating many of the things around us, whether they be our physical selves and turning them into avatars that look like us or just some type of interesting creature like a monkey or ape like you talked about. And we're starting to purchase items that are in digital spaces and acquire digital real estate. And a great deal of this is due to the fact that it's been accelerated in the pandemic. We're sequestered at home and can't go to amazing events like you and your clients put on, or we can't go shopping or to the art galleries or go collecting things at the stores. So people are doing that in a digital way because it's where we can connect with others in a safe way without worried about getting sick.
Is this something that was just fueled during the pandemic?
Another reason, in addition to the pandemic, is we saw in the last around 6 months ago, the crypto prices skyrocketed and many people own those. As a result, there was more liquidity and revenue, so they wanted to spend it on these digital NFTs and collectibles. So those are certainly the macroeconomic trends that were related to it. In the United States, Congress said 14% of Americans have cryptocurrencies. That's millions of people, so it depends how you want to look at it. And many of them had significant gains, and so they're ready to spend it on virtual and digital experiences or goods and services.
So as usual with these new trends, on your web-strategist.com, you put together some of the most comprehensive guides on a new trend whenever it appears. And you did one for NFTs, which was incredibly comprehensive. And we were having an exchange on what potentially could be the impact of those for experiences. I feel there's a connection there, but still there's not a lot of understanding from event people, maybe in tech. But obviously, the event industry is probably the antithesis of digital and online, right? It's made of
No,
people.
not at all.
Not at all?
I think the industry is actually pretty tech savvy, right? I actually think there's a number of opportunities. Let's back up a sec. So the bigger trend here, Julius, is called Web 3.0, and that can mean many things. So that includes cryptocurrencies, social tokens, NFTs, DAOs, which are called DAOs. But the bigger trend is it's around decentralization and enabling the crowd to make decisions and allowing the crowd to own equity of the projects that they participate in. For example, with the NFTs, people are taking, quote, ownership over those pieces of art, those individual pieces of art, which can grant them access to experiences or online communities, or virtual events, or real world events. And they also can grow in value, which people can generate revenue by selling them, or they can turn into something new, which increases the value, which they could also generate revenues other ways. So when people purchase NFTs, they become part of a tribe. They become part of a community. So much that they feel embodied by that community that they change their actual social media profiles to the actual NFT that they purchase. It represents them. It's an avatar. It's a metaphor for who they want to be associated with their tribe online, but also physical events. So let's give another example. One of the most popular collections, it's called a blue chip collection in art world or in stocks, and it's called the Bored Apes Yacht Club, or BAYC for short. And that's the one that you referenced earlier when people are changing their profiles into monkeys or apes. And when this first launched, and I kicked myself for not purchasing it when my friends did, but it's hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase one now. It's quite valuable. And celebrities are spending that amount of money to purchase in. So we know it's going to hold value when outside money is coming in to purchase it. So it is a blue chip. And when you become a member, you can access the online community, and they have a metaverse, which is called a yacht club. That yacht club, you can go to their website. It's a cartoonish, literally a yacht club, like a bar and boats and a funny bathroom where people can leave messages on it. And it's very cartoonish. You fall and immerse yourself into this new world, and you're a member, and you're elite because other people can't get in. Only 10,000 people can be part of this club. The members can actually access physical events as well, and they have meetups. The NFT can become a membership token where your attendees can purchase this membership and access events for either in perpetuity, or maybe for a year, or maybe just purchase an NFT for one event. And there can be different tiers of events, and you could have different tiers of NFTs. You could have a gold, silver, and a platinum, which, depending on which one you purchase, you could access different parts of the experience. An NFT is a ticket to a community and series events, but it also means that the people who purchase the ticket, they share in the equity, and they may even share in voting and deciding on what the events might be.
All these people that are like yourself are creating a community online, a constant stream of content in form of tweets, audio, video, participating at events. You're creating your own community. These communities are becoming substantial. So for a lot of public figures, events are becoming almost their business model, right? With creators, almost like taking ownership of their own speaking persona, creating their own events, which creates almost like a new trend of itself, which can be summarized, probably not necessarily being spot on and super precise, as the creator economy, sort of a way for creators to be independent and monetize themselves, their effort. At the core of it, I feel one of the biggest revolution that you're involved with is the ability to create your own token, your own cryptocurrency. We've seen the major example of Gary Vee opening up his event only to those that bought his token. What's your feeling about that? And do you see a potential in integrating those type of payments form into virtual events?
That token is called a social token. We're separating slightly from NFTs, but they're interlinked. These are very similar things. These are digital objects that have value and can be exchanged for other pieces. So whether it's an NFT or a social token, they're nearly interchangeable in many ways when it comes to value exchange. So I do have my own social token powered by Rally, and many creators are now having their own currency. And now we're building our own economies. And so now content creators and eventually event managers and event producers will have their own currency, their own coin. This is the natural evolution of the web. There's really no limit on how you might use these. Think of them as a combination of software, also as loyalty points or membership points. Totally. And you can also allow folks to use them peer-to-peer, right? You can, if there's an amazing keynote speaker who wows the crowd, perhaps the audience could throw tips.
That's the time we have today, Jeremiah.
Thank you so much for having me.
For this. And I'm very excited to keep on working on that and finding the solution.
And I learn from you always, Julius, and the things that you write on Twitter. You are my go-to when it comes to event strategy and virtual strategy, hybrid IRL. So I go to you. You come to me when you want to talk about whatever the latest tech is, and then together, these conversations are just magic. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much, Jeremiah.